I'm going to share just a little bit of my story and my background of how I came to the Change Challenge. I first met Jamie in Missoula. She's my personal friend and my personal trainer. And I've known her. I've been in the Change Challenge since the beginning. But I think what happened to me, we were training together one day. We were doing some combat training. And she was giving us some words to use. And she was saying, kind of push back, make room for yourself, push back, take a breath. And those words made me cry. And I thought, why am I crying? What about these words is touching me in such a way that it is opening up my heart? Because we are here to work on our muscles, and we are here to do combat training and get tough. We are not here to cry. But I think what happens is that the heart recognizes truth when it hears it, and I began a journey of understanding and knowing that there was changes that I needed to make separate from my body. I began to start that journey and start connecting with other women who are in that same place and were able to support one another during that process. So here's what I wanted to share with you this afternoon, is that there's something in this page for everyone. The question that gets asked of me often in this group is, if you are already skinny, what are you doing here? And most of the time I answer that in a very positive frame. And I say that it's fast and effective workouts. I can take them anywhere. You're not committed to hours in the gym. It's affordable. It's friendships. It's accountability. It's meal tips, meal planning, life planning. It's like-minded women coming together to support and love on one another. It's a place to lean in. And all of those things are so true, but sometimes we find things that we didn't know that we were seeking, and that is what happened to me. The real deep down answer that I did not want to say out loud was that I had a thinking problem. I did not have a muscle problem, and I did not have a skinny problem. So somewhere in my 20s, or maybe even before that, I began to develop some thought patterns and some belief systems that were wrong. I began to think if I was skinnier, I would be happier. If I served others more, I would be worthy or valuable. If I just did more or found a different way, if I just kept digging and trying, something would come up. And, if I was someone or something else, it just would be so much easier for me. I think, we kind of already know the answer that it doesn't work that way. So I began challenging some of those belief systems in this page and through this page and through the friendships and the women that I have met here. And I began practicing those mindset changes for real and seeing outcomes come out of that. And as I actively worked through that, I began to see that you have so much control over the way you see the world by controlling your thoughts and what that looks like. So my mindset changed from a really complex, almost a self-deprecating place to ponder these circular questions, without answers, and it changed to a really simple, quiet alignment with my higher callings. I would waste time wondering things like, why can't I run faster? Could I run faster if I was skinnier? If I'm taking time away from my family to do these things, is that still okay? If I tried to get a running partner, then am I committed to trying to align to her schedule? Is this even worth it? Is this too hard? And then, we kind of circle around these questions and changing my mindset in that facing some really tough seasons, the answers just start to come easier, and to run faster, run more often. To run without taking away from your family, take your family with you. To stop the guilt, be the leader. It turns out that these mindsets were shaping my world, and my limitations were bound within that. So that's what this skinny girl is doing here. She is gathering enough thought bricks to see over her own walls. So I'm aligning my heart with my higher calling. And spoiler alert, it doesn't have to do with the size of my pants. I'm using what I've learned to encourage others. I'm waxing and I'm waning and I'm drifting just like everyone else, but I'm growing in a grove that's setting me up for success. So I know there's a lot going on in the page today, so in interest of time, I will just close with saying, I hope that you find what you are seeking here. And if it's meal planning or exercise instruction or other women to share their experience and strength and hope with you, may you find what your heart desires.